Welcome to our clothes challenge. How many clothes do you know in English?
Are you ready for the challenge? Good luck! How do you say this in English? Bag. Cap. How do you say these in English? Boots. How do you say these in English? Clothes. How do you say this in English? Dress. How do you say these in English? Glasses. How do you say this in English? Handbag. How do you say this in English? Hat. How do you say this in English? Jacket. How do you say these in English? Jeans. How do you say this in English? Shirt. How do you say these in English? Shoes. How do you say these in English? Shorts. How do you say this in English? Skirt. How do you say these in English? Socks. How do you say these in English? Trousers. How do you say this in English? T-shirt. How do you say this in English? Wear. Good job! Next level. How do you say this in English? Coat. How do you say this in English? Helmet. How do you say this in English? Scarf. How do you say this in English? Sweater. How do you say this in English? Swimsuit. That's incredible! Next level. How do you say this in English? Belt. How do you say this in English? Bracelet. How do you say this in English? Costume. How do you say this in English? Crown. How do you say these in English? Gloves. How do you say this in English? Necklace. How do you say this in English? Pajamas. How do you say this in English? Pocket. How do you say this in English? Ring. How do you say this in English? Spot. How do you say this in English? Spotted. How do you say this in English? Stripe. How do you say this in English? Stripped. How do you say these in English? Stripped. How do you say this in English? Trainers. How do you say this in English? Umbrella. How do you say this in English? Uniform. Terrific. Good job.
Síguenos. Recuerda que necesitas aprender inglés.